Hello?
No!
Hello? What? Hello? Alright.
No, just... I found it down.
Guys, if you didn't know this, but everyone should know this by now.
What?
You know this, like, it's not really a trick at all or anything. You can just do that. You know this, it's not really a trick or anything. Everyone knows this, you know, where, you know. It's not really a trick, everyone knows it now, don't they? And click circle, you get that in the locker. It's not really... Mind that. Hey?
I passed it.
Oh, I thought it was Hayden. Ooh, it stinks in here. Because of... It's like... Keeper. Red carpet.
I like this song.
Which one?
Moonlight.
Oh yeah, I know that. It's disgusting.
Yeah. I don't know. I can make your hands clap.
I'm talking to your because you don't know what's inside of me. Call me gay bitch. I want to break free. Bloody round and a bloody round and a bloody around and a bloody around, 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 bloody around.
I just took a DNA test.
Turns out I'm 100% British.
Even when I'm
Going crazy, I got
Josh, where's my pound gone?
It's up there probably with your.
No.
Yes, it is.
Not
It's with your.
one.
Hold on, be back in a sec. No.
Moonlight. Are you okay?
Hey.
I invited you.
Moonlight. No, you haven't. Don't you wish there was disco donation back out?
Wait, do you have blue links?
Hey,
Have you got blue links?
let's have a look.
Have you got blue and red links?
I haven't unlocked the very last one.
Have all the, go back on it, go back on it. Now we can go through black skins. Okay? That just sounds so wrong. We can go through black skins. Racist. How is that racist? That isn't racist. Say it again. We'll go through black skins. So how is that racist? In any way, how is that racist? It is. Can I not say a colour? Ooh, I want to be a red skin. Oh, is that racist? The red people then? That's the difference. There's barely any difference. That is literally. Set it up, is black skin racist?
Yeah, I know.
How is that racist?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, bro. 2 on feet, bro. 2 on feet. I'll take you to my feet now, bro. That's what you need, bro. Are you down, bro? You know who I am, bro? Yeah, everyone. I didn't wanna
Rolly, 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 Deborah. Hey man, you got.
pants. I just want some ice on my wrist so I look better when I'm in dress. Yeah.
Hey. Are we dropping? Bloody look. Skyboard's invited you. Don't ditch me. What are you doing? Oh guys, check out my channel, Joshy Wash. It's got a picture of me and 3 other people on it. You'll see me going live, so guys, you're on live. Shout out to all of you guys.
Oh, is this sword fight?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and they won.
Oh no, this is very glitchy.
What? Sword fight. If it wasn't, this is a dupe move now. Epic Scar. Epic Scar. Epic
Oh my gosh, this game's so laggy.
Got one.
Hey, so I've knocked someone. Just here. Oh, Hayden, help me now. Hayden! Well done.
What? I'm on the other side.
You should have landed with me. How did you do that? You one-shot him. Gosh, so far you've nearly got 2 kills. Oh my gosh, you hit him. How?
Oh god.
I wish you could see this guy. He just got 3. If you win, I'm gonna be so annoyed. Four kills straight off the back. If you win, I'm gonna be so annoyed.
If I snipe this dude.
But that would have been a 6 snipe. Izzy, I'm turning you off. Hayden. Well, you can't because that's what I have, unlike you. Elimination at Salty Springs or Haunted Hills. That's my party, look. See it? Yeah, that's what, so is that where we're landing? Oh. Come on. I still know it.
Oh, we have good. We have good teammates.
Hey? We have good teammates, bro. Oh, by the way, the boss Hayden, guys, we are on, I am, where are we dropping? Sorry. By the way, I don't care, bro. Right, by the way, I'm going, I am live, so shout out to you two, you other two, which is, sorry, I can't see your names, it's a bit different. How does it? My channel is Joshy Wash, and that's it. Got me in the middle and three other people around it. Oh my gosh, this is annoying.
There's a season 1 player on me.
Is there?
Yeah. I got him!
How?
This is another season 1 player. He had the Black Knight shield. Black Knight shield. And
Bloody, you're such a bloody bastard. Such a lucky dude.
I want 20 HP because of him.
Can I have a gun if you...
get any meds. I've got a sniper for you. Unless you want me to get some awesome snipes.
No, I don't want your snipe because you're epic at sniping. Put there.
Yeah, there's a combat piece in here. Pin 20.
Right. Thanks. Up here. One in. Watch out, Hayden, for being a Hayden, watch out!
Can you throw it?
I have. I'm throwing at bottom.
What? There's this person behind. So there's a person, yeah? Come down, Josh.
Yeah?
Josh,
Where's he?
Josh, build around me.
What? I got him. How much HP is he on? I'm so fucking annoyed.
Busy. Oh yeah,
Welcome to TTI. Welcome to a whole new world of science, fun, and machines. Today we're going to explore some insane concept cars of the future. So sit back and enjoy this video, my friends. Toyota FV2. The famous Japanese company Toyota showed this futuristic single-seat car project at the Geneva Motor Show in the year of 2014. The main feature of this vehicle is that it doesn't have a steering wheel or pedals. Its driver can control it by moving their body forward or backward to accelerate and decelerate. Right to turn. Connects driver and vehicle to the next level. With the system,
Guys, you get off.
this car can even determine the driver's mood. Its color and internal display image can be changed depending on the user's preferences and mood. In addition, FV2 can update the pilot on road conditions and safety alerts, such as upcoming road construction or crowded intersections. It
Alright, what
also
did you say?
analyzes its owner's driving skills to assist them while driving.
Hey?
Is it skin in the end of the elevator?
Number 9.
ASAP. This machine, designed and created with CGI technology by 4 digital designer students at ISD Valenciennes, is a hybrid vehicle that combines elements of a helicopter and a small
I'm probably
plane.
dead, by the way.
This helicopter needs a helipad to be able to fly. Once it's in the air, its triple chassis automatically hides inside its frame. When ASAP is in airplane mode, it can reach speeds of up to 220 miles an hour due to its streamlined shape and additional propellers on the wings. Another advantage of this vehicle is its cleverly designed cockpit, which includes a maximized viewing angle because it has a series of digital panels located on the windows.
Number 8.
Volkswagen Cedric. This unmanned taxi can be called by pushing a button on a special key holder. The car will arrive and automatically take its new client to the right destination. This taxi has been designed to transport 4 people who can sit in a mobile lounge facing each other. It is also worth noting that Cedric is not equipped with a steering wheel or pedals, so you need to set the route and control the onboard systems with your voice. This unmanned Volkswagen can go using a 130-power electric engine on the rear axle. It also has lithium-ion batteries placed under the floor that will let you travel for up to 250 miles.
Number 7.
Smart Vision EQ for 2. This car project, which was designed as a part of the presentation of the Smart City of 2030, is fully electric, autonomously for future car-sharing systems. This car has no control interface. That is, it does not have a steering wheel or pedals. You will find a lot of displays and indicators inside and outside of this vehicle that allow it to communicate with passengers and pedestrians. When the car is free with no drivers or passengers, it will independently travel to the nearest station to charge its 30 kilowatt per hour battery. This car model is equipped with a 20-inch screen that displays all the information, including navigation, video, and images. Its seats are designed as a lounge-like bench covered with a new innovative and high-quality white eco leather and a retractable center armrest under which there is room for small luggage.
Number 6.
Renault Float. The Chinese student Yu Chen Kai won a competition organized by Renault with this car design. According to the young designer, in the future, the ball-shaped float vehicles will fly above the ground using magnetic levitation. A sphere resembling a bubble can accommodate 1 or 2 passengers. You can also call this unusual unmanned vehicle with a special mobile application. 2 or more of these cars can travel together using additional external magnetic belts, while the passengers will be able to communicate with each other using special audio-visual systems. The transparency degree at the surface of the sphere, which resembles a double lens, can be changed by the user at will in order to get more exciting and unforgettable impressions going in this unusual transport.
Number 5.
Airbus Flying Car. The company Airbus presented its idea of a flying taxi, which was developed in collaboration with the Ital Dessing team. The vehicle has a modular design that allows it to both to fly and go on roads like a normal car. The passenger capsule pop-up system can be summoned using a mobile application as the one used for any online taxi system. The artificial intelligence-based platform responds to the preferences of each particular client and finds the optimal route for their trip. This car also has an interface that will respond and interact with the user in a fully virtual environment while in transit. It is 8.5 feet long. Its monocoque frame is made of high-strength carbon fiber and its maximum speed is 150 miles per hour. Number 4. The Bee.
Wait, where are we going? Oh.
The automotive manufacturing company Continental AG released the concept of an autonomous two-passenger electric vehicle suitable to go in the city. According to the developer of this vehicle, you can summon it using your smartphone. It has a small size as it consists of 4 wheels, a windshield, a translucent roof, and transport door panels, which also serve as a display for information output. This compact concept car is equipped with an electric motor that will allow it to attain a maximum range of 220 miles and a top speed of 60 kilometers per hour. Number 3. Mini Vision Next 100. One of the key elements of this vehicle is the Cooperizer, specially designed instrument panel. The colors and patterns given by the car's light result in a multifaceted intelligent digital system design, which can create an optimal microenvironment for each driver. Vision Next 100 can choose the roof color and the interior lighting mode depending on the user's mood. While driving, it can adjust the internal entertainment functions and determines the necessary information for the trip, which is transmitted to the navigation system.
Wait, is that you or crap?
In addition, its interactive windshield shows an excellent view of the road. It also has an augmented reality system that displays the route and the ideal way to go. This vehicle can operate autonomously, but it also comes with a
Do you have a
steering
weapon for
wheel.
me or anything?
I've got
Number 2.
I just...
E-Ringo. Iranian designer
Is that you who built here?
created a 3-wheeled car project, which stands out from other vehicles because its wheels are not positioned in a triangular configuration, but in a row. According to the designer, the car will use mainly the central wheel, which will control any movements. The other wheels are only used if there is
If you
one
die, I'll
person
die
inside
with
the
you.
car. However, 2 people is the ideal number to keep this vehicle balanced. In this case, the wheels simply rotate at different speeds. These wheels are also needed in order to make sharp turns. In addition, the wheels on each side of the E-Ringo are used for parking or to enter a narrow passage.
You come.
Number 1.
Come.
Aeromobile 3.0.
Well, let's help him first.
This project with the Slovak company Aeromobile is a flying machine with folding wing, a parachute rescue system, and an autopilot. Its Rotax 912S engine allows it to reach 100 miles per hour on the highway, but in the sky,
Did he
it can
die?
reach 125 miles per hour. The
I'm
Aeromobile
spectating him,
3.0
Hayden.
consumes
No, he
8
died.
liters of fuel per 60 miles on the road, and when it is in the air, it can consume about 15 liters an hour. This car uses conventional gasoline, and it can travel 550 miles on land, but when it's in aircraft mode, it can fly for 430 miles. This vehicle also has an air mobile system for wing adjustment, so it just needs a few hundred feet to take off. Thanks for watching. Which concept vehicle impressed you the most? Let me know in the comment section below. If you're new here, then be my friend just by clicking the red subscribe button. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace!
Here we go. Oh, whoa.
Welcome back to What's Inside. I'm Lincoln. This is Dan. And today we have 3 World Cup soccer balls from all different times.
This one is from 1930, this one's from 1970, this one's from 2018.
If you looked at this, you wouldn't think of a soccer ball. I would think of like a volleyball with laces because it kind of looks like a volleyball.
Official World Cup soccer balls. Every 4 years there is a World Cup, and this year the World Cup is in Russia, June 2018. We got the official ball from the World Cup.
The
that's going to be happening. It's an Adidas Telstar ball. We want to test these out with a professional soccer player. This is our buddy Garrett from the Bucket List family. You've probably seen him on Instagram, on YouTube. We'll put a link below. This is from 1970 World Cup. This is the first World Cup soccer ball that had the black and the white. But to us, like I feel like this was kind of a game changer when it came out in 1970. 2018 is this soccer ball right here.
It's black and white, and then gray with lines, and then whitish gray, then white, and then...
What does this remind you of, these little things, these little boxes?
Pixels.
Pixels, right?
I lived 2 years in Russia, so pretty yeah.
Hello?
So you're going to the World Cup this year.
My family and I were going to Russia to attend the World Cup right there. We'll be there.
If you're in America and you what are some things to think about?
You're going to want to try some borscht, meet some people, hang out with the Russians, get to know them, get a shopka, get a kurka.
How safe is Russia?
So Russia has a reputation of being unsafe. Having lived there, I can tell you the truth. It's pretty unsafe.
I want to see how well these things bend. I mean, obviously this is made differently. The bladder inside should be different between a bunch of them.
If you see here, it has like a very smooth texture. Whereas if you look at a ball, almost like a golf ball, there's a texture to it. And that's so that right?
So it's the same as 3 soccer balls. But first, let's play a little soccer.
I don't want to.
Come to me.
Lincoln's never played soccer. You played soccer when you were a little guy. It's been a long time.
Yeah, when I was in preschool.
Hey, Lincoln. Show me how you play soccer. Run across the park. Let's see you play soccer. Yeah, you were pretty young. So,
I just ran around and kicked the ball.
where do we put the ball? Where should he put the ball? Right here? Okay, there's a penalty kick, Lincoln.
No, come on, police.
No, you're
Oh, wait, sorry.
You probably don't want to kick with your toe. Kick with the side of your foot. All right, Lincoln, let's see it.
I beg your pardon.
All right, let's see Garrett kick it. Lincoln's gonna be the goalie. He's volunteered.
I have
So Lincoln made a promise earlier. He said, out of 5 kicks, Garrett will only be able to score once on him. That's what he said, right? Okay, so let's see this. You guys ever seen Scott Sterling, that UFC video? That was filmed like right over there, like super close to this place. So hopefully we don't see any of that today, but if we do, there is a hospital close by. Hey!
Shut up.
Here comes the Russian. Oh! Update on Lincoln. How you feeling, Lincoln? How's your wrist? Let's see it. Looking pretty good.
You're tough. That was a hard hit ball. You took it like a champ.
I'm gonna try to kick a soccer ball. I'll try to take it easy on Garrett. I'm just gonna kick it normal, see what he can do.
He moved.
I did not mean to kick it right in his face. Alright. 3 different soccer balls. Can you tell a difference at all between the 3 like on it?
Oh, I can, no. I'm hitting all 3 the exact same way. The oldest one is reacting 0. It's going its own way. Then the middle one's like doing pretty good, and then this one, whatever I tell it to do, it does.
Really? Really good. I got difference. Yeah. Now it's a true test. We're gonna bend this one,
How did it not
this
hit
one,
him?
that one. We'll get multiple tries. We have a drone up there to capture aerial shot. We have a really fancy, expensive camera in the goal. Is not advised. Nice. Where are you kicking it?
That's a real hit, that's the exact same.
You really did. It's way over there.
It just went straight. It didn't.
Is that what it is? Is that the technical term?
Yep.
Safe.
I'll
Ever
clear
heard
it
the
up.
phrase bend it like Beckham? Do you know who Beckham is, a soccer player?
No.
Leave it in the comments what you think about that. He's like the Michael Jordan of soccer. Oh. In the goal.
Yeah! I think I bet you a little bit.
That That is how you bend it right there. Let's go cut these things open and see what the difference is on the inside, now that we know that it actually does make a difference what the outside and the inside does with your performance. Man, they're gonna be kicking butt in Russia this year. Let's destroy this Russian one first, and then we'll go for that one.
No!
Here we go. Oh, whoa! Whew, that had a lot of wind.
Sound very good.
Oh, it's so easy, man. It's just easy to cut open.
What's inside? Just Russian rubles just come pouring out.
What are you watching?
It has quite a bit of foam in between the rubber bladder and the actual foam part on the outside. Most soccer balls that we've cut open and most sports balls, they have a bladder that's like separate from it. This one is just built in.
It's such a thick
Where are we
layer,
going?
and that's it. Just air.
That's going to the World Cup right there. I better make it. It's going to Russia. We've got to find that little chip inside of it. We didn't have a razor blade today, so I took this from the kitchen. My wife doesn't know. She uses
Incredibly sharp.
She uses this to cut our chicken. No, it's not in there.
I don't see a chip.
What the
I
heck?
just see the air thing. It's
Okay.
not that there's light.
It's supposed to be an NFC chip inside of this thing, and I am not seeing it. Come on, Adidas. This is the $200 ball that should have it. We're going all in now. So look at the inside of it. The only thing you
It's
see
the
is the air nozzle. Like, where is the chip? Do you think
Maybe
it's...
clean.
Cut a bit of the nozzle.
Where could it be? Wait. Did I pull this from here? Oh, yes. There's a... Okay, so this round is where we cut this off. This is surgery now.
Yeah. Don't scratch the table.
Oh, I think I may have found it.
Oh, there it is.
That is for sure Russian tech. This will track you the second you bring the ball into the country, and it will follow you the entire time. Whoa! All right, there's air in there. Let's go all the way around.
You have a gun, Hayden.
Oh, that's a bladder. That's what a ball should look like, and why is it wet? This outer layer is made up of 6 different panels that are glued together.
Look at the inside of this. It's just all lace and stitched together.
Ничего себе.
This is what's a bit.
Literal translation.
How you doing?
Nothing to
Down.
you, but it's just like, holy cow. Ничего себе.
How about that? All right, and now the final ball.
What's that going on?
What's
it's
this?
just like pores. You just seep it in like a
Curious to see like how much air pocket is inside of there, because I feel
I'm
like it's
still
just
alive.
stuffing. Is there air in there?
There's no air.
Going across the laces right now. Don't cut the knife towards yourself.
Whoa,
Whoa.
that looks cool.
Okay, I feel like this soccer ball is a decorative one that's like, because I don't think it's meant to be used as a soccer ball.
Wow.
What is this?
What?
What is this? That is not real. There's no bladder. I got ripped off. It's bubble wrap. The FIFA World Cup is coming up in Russia from June to July of 2018. The Bucket List family is going to be there, so make sure that you subscribe to their channel. It'll be a really cool experience to see what it's like to have an American family go to the World Cup. So make sure you subscribe to their channel, follow them on Instagram and Twitter. Soccer balls have definitely changed. These guys don't have any excuses for kicking a bad ball.
So, goodbye.
Увидимся.
Goodbye.
До свидания.
See you later.
Okay.
Don't know why I like the fucking wrap so much.
Hey?
I don't know why I like the fucking wrap so much.
Hey, what's up guys? In my last video, I spent the entire video pouring about 4 pounds of silicone over top of a fresh cooked chicken. A lot of you wondered why. Now it's been about 48 hours later and the silicone has fully cured, so why don't we cut it open and see just what happened to the chicken inside. Now the coolest thing about a 2-part silicone kit is both parts start out as liquid, but when you mix the 2 parts together, it begins a chain reaction that cures the 2 materials into a silicone rubber. Silicone is a very cool material, and when it sets, it doesn't stick to anything. So by encapsulating my chicken with silicone, rather than wasting it, I immortalized it. Let me show you what I mean. Now honestly, I'm really curious to see exactly what happened to the chicken inside, and I am a little bit concerned because one thing I didn't expect was the chicken was less dense than the silicone itself. There was actually one part near the end where the chicken started floating up in the silicone, which made me realize I probably should have weighted it down with a rock or something heavy. And this did get me pretty worried that we ruined the whole batch. I did try pushing it down with a spatula to hold it down until the rubber started setting a little bit more, but then when I took it out, I found a soft spot in the top of the rubber, which made me think we might have trapped an air bubble. Look at the bowls and look at the mixers. This stuff is really cool because it still looks like liquid frosting, but if you touch it, you can see it's quite rubbery. And where we've got the beaters here, we don't have to wipe that off with a cloth because it's not that messy. You can actually just grab it and peel strands of the rubber off. It's the coolest thing. And you can see it cleans up. You don't even need to wash it. Just pull the rubber off and it's as good as new. That's because silicone does not stick to things. In fact, the only thing that it really does stick to is other silicones. So by using a silicone spatula, I pretty much ruined it because this has turned into one big block chunk of silicone. So unfortunately, I've got to throw that away, but that's really not that big of a deal. I wonder if this stuff.
Oh yeah, I did too.
Now honestly, I'm just as curious as you to see what happened to the chicken inside. And you can see 48 hours later, this has completely turned to rubber. I mean, I got my kids poking their fingers into it, and you can see it's no longer a liquid. I'm guessing the chicken is basically just going to fall out of the mold. The meat should be totally fine. We can just heat it up and have it for lunch. So let's cut this open and see if that's really the case. I decided to make my chicken mold in an acrylic box because that way we could get some different camera angles, and I think it looked really neat. But I also designed it so that it bolts together, and the reason I did this is because this chunk of silicone would be extremely difficult to get out like this. But if we unscrew the different walls, we can take the panels apart and basically knock the rubber block out until we've got just one big chunk of rubber that we can deal with a lot more conveniently.
No.
This chunk of rubber probably weighs about 5 pounds. There's a chicken in there somewhere. If I cut away this top flap, you can actually see the chicken inside there, and it looks like cold chicken that's maybe a couple of days old, but no big deal.
Hey, I've got a
rest. You can see the silicone isn't sticking to it at all. And we could just cut this straight in half, but I want to use this as a mold. So I think the best way to do that is to make kind of jagged cuts back and forth, almost like a saw blade, because that's going to help the mold close back together a little more seamlessly for when we go to pour things like chocolate and gummies. Alright, the chicken is out, and you can see the silicone has a cavity where the chicken used to be. That means if we mixed up some gummy syrup and poured it in there, we should be able to cast ourselves a lifelike replica of the chicken itself. And if you look at the chicken, you can see the meat's actually in really great condition, and it tastes just like chicken, it's just a little bit cold. There's nothing quite like having cold chicken for breakfast. So check this out, guys. My wife actually just went and heated up the chicken and brought it back so we could try it and tell you how it tastes after sitting in silicone for 2 days. Surprisingly, it actually smells pretty good. It actually smells as fresh and delicious as it did the day it came from the store. I'm going to go ahead and let my wife have the first bite so she can give you some honest and genuine feedback about what she really thinks. Do you like chicken? It's actually really good. Alright, it's good. Chicken is good, nothing wasted. Because it sat in a block of silicone for 2 days, there was no air that would get to it, so no bacteria was able to decompose it. Plus we had it sitting in the fridge as well. Still tender and juicy. Now let's take a look at our rubber pieces just to see how well they turned out. You know, surprisingly, I didn't actually find an air bubble in there at all. I think this is just from when the chicken raised up, it got really thin, and that's why I was able to push down on it. But the rubber seems to be in really good shape, and if we push the two pieces together, you can see all the seams disappear, and it actually looks very promising that we could cast ourselves a gummy chicken. What do you think? Should we try that in the next video? So we've got ourselves a rubber chicken mold. We've got an acrylic box that's designed so we can flip. I got a big bottle of corn syrup, a couple boxes of blue Jello, and this silicone chicken mold we cast from a real chicken, because in this video, we're going to see if we can make it gummy. So you've seen my videos of making Lego gummies, and this recipe is pretty much going to be the same. I'm just going to make it about 8 times bigger. And I don't exactly know how much gummy syrup I'm going to need, but I'm just going to make too much, and whatever's left over, I can always remelt and use it for another project anyway. Dang, surprisingly that sucked up almost all of the gummy syrup. There's only a cup or so left in there. I thought we were going to have like half of this left over, but no, that chicken mold just like sucked up the entire batch. That's crazy. Now all we have to do is give this thing 12 to 24 hours to set up and get firm, and then we can crack this open tomorrow morning and see how it turned out. Now this might be a good time to talk about the type of silicone we were using to cast this chicken. In my last video I saw a few comments wondering if the silicone was poisonous, and if you were using something like contractor silicone that you use for building houses, then the answer would be yes. This has an acid in it that will irritate your skin and your eyes, so you don't want to use general purpose silicone like this. I was using a food grade silicone which is specifically made for handling food. This is called casting silicone, and it's the stuff that comes in a 2-part mix that you can mix together. And I'll put a link in the description to where you can find a kit very similar to the stuff that I was using. So here we are, guys. It's been about 18 hours. I let this thing set for about an hour and a half until it got firm, and then I put it in the fridge overnight, and now you can see it's actually quite gummy. This thing's hardened up to the point where I think we can start peeling the mold off. Looks like somebody else has been touching it with their fingers too. I wonder if my kids have been down here. I got my drill, we're gonna unscrew all the bolts, and we're gonna slowly peel this mold apart and see what our chicken looks like inside. There we go. Yes, yes. There's our silicone block. Now all we have to do is just gently peel away at the edges here until the gummy releases. Now when we're taking this out of the mold, we want to be very gentle with it. We want to just gently pry at the edges. And as we do that, you can see the gummy kind of pulls away and releases. This is a really intricate mold, and I don't want to rip the gummy. So it's important that we go really slow and just be very careful what we pull out here. We'll take a look at this. There we go. I can feel it coming. Alright, so there's one half of our mold. And you can see it's actually genuinely starting to look a bit like a chicken. It looks like it might actually work. We got like half of our chicken exposed there. Peel this up on the top. Just gonna do a little episiotomy here. There we go. There's our little wing tip. Perfect. Chicken wing is free. The leg is free. Oh, it came out. Yes, it came out. And it's perfect. It's just unbelievable. It's just so realistic.
I knocked in! I knocked in!
I mean, if you look at this chicken, it looks identical to the chicken I got before. Check out the wing here. If I pull the wing apart, you can see it looks just like a real chicken wing. And the chicken leg, you can probably cut that off and have a nice gummy drumstick. The chicken's even got a tail. If you lift the legs up, you can see, you can even go inside the chicken. I mean, this is kind of gross, but check this out. This is where all the chicken innards would have been. How realistic is this, guys? That's unbelievable.
Blue and like all the texture on the chicken is so cute.
I know, but the skin's the best part.
Yeah, it looks awesomely gross.
Yeah, isn't that cool though? Yeah. Oh my god, mold again and again. This is like surprisingly true to life. It's almost like you need to grab a knife and carve this thing open and feed it to the family. Gummy chicken is served. Who wants the first gummy drumstick? Look at that.
Maybe world there, maybe world there. Oh, I'm 100. No one even shot me yet.
Now I had a little bit of leftover gummy, so I just poured it into these molds that I made for my silver play button. And they're really fun. They're really stretchy, really rubbery, but they taste amazing. So there you have it, guys. A real, genuine gummy chicken made from a chicken. And because it's a mold, we can reuse it over and over and over again, and we could probably even make chocolate chicken. That is so freaking cool. I can't believe this worked out so well. Thanks so much for joining me for this experiment. I'll be looking for you in the next video. Talk to you then.
121. Where are you?
Gummy. I think I burned it a
I'll
little.
half it. No, I don't half it. I'll just half it anyway. Or what? Oh, I can have some.
We humans.
61.
We've come a long way to get where we are today.
Thanks.
Looking back,
Back
it's
over
hard
here,
to
back over
believe
here.
what we have achieved.
But
What drives us forward?
People.
What spurs us on? It's our
By team,
insatiable need to learn and know, to do and grow, to twiddle and tweak.
Oh, you
2.0.
stupid.
We humans,
what?
we're never done. We've made
Wait,
monuments and
on
cut
you,
through
on you?
continents, mastered human flight, sent up satellites, walked in outer space, created user interface, built cities on sand, turned sea into land, and still, we're not done. We made levitating trains, an open world game,
I see him.
constructed super towers and grids for solar power, made houses smart, turned food into art, built self-driving cars and told bots to play guitars. But no, we're not done. We found cures for disease, performed symphonies, probed the ocean floors, made machines do our chores, deconstructed quarks, studied great white sharks, sequenced our genomes, and even 3D printed
Hey, I'm
homes.
coming.
Are we done yet? Oh no, we're not done. In fact, we need to do even more than ever before. Our planet is in need of help. There are challenges we can't ignore. But remember, we are humankind. No job's too big if we set our minds. If we all embrace the spirit, then there really is no limit. If we rise to this occasion and come together across nations, if we integrate and ideate, we can make the future great.
Yeah, he doesn't care about him getting himself killed, does he? Oh, I wish I could revive you. Don't you wish that whoever you kill, you get another teammate? Yeah. Well, I'm doing quite good now, aren't I?
Today we're going to see what happens if we do all the things that a can of aerosol string says not to do. We're going to smash it, cut it, stab it, and burn it. Guys, you're almost certainly familiar with aerosol string, also and more commonly known as silly string, or in these cases, Fiesta string and Goofy string. There's lots of different brands of it, but the idea is the same all around. And there's a liquid in a can, it's got an aerosol pressurizing it, and then when you press down the top, it sprays out a string. Cool stuff, huh? My cameraman loved that. Here's the basic idea. We're going to destroy cans of silly string in a variety of ways and see what happens to them. What's the most fun? What's the most dangerous? So what is inside one of these little cans? Well, it's a combination of a few different things. The main string itself is made up of a type of polyacrylic resin, which is just a fancy way of saying it's a type of plastic that's liquid in the can and then becomes solid as it dries out. We're just going to do a test. This is an orange one. We're going to see how much silly string we get if we just spray it all in a pile right here.
And there, bow.
Total contents of one. Let's see, this one is Goofy String brand. This one actually came out with less of strings and is more of a blob, and that's because I was spraying it down so tightly that the string was piling up on itself, bunching up before it had time to dry off. It dries off very quickly, but it does dry off better if it has a couple of feet to travel. It really does just kind of smell like a bunch of solvents, since there are supposed to be isopropyl alcohol and ammonia in there. Not too surprising. It's wetter than you might expect, I think, too. Like, there's a decent amount of liquid, especially when you spray it in a pile like this, and the liquid doesn't have as much time to evaporate. Every version of aerosol string that I've ever used has pretty much the same warnings on the back, saying that it's under pressure and sunlight, puncture the can or any of those things. So we want to try all of those things. I want to see what happens if we just spray this through the pile. The string is supposed to be pushed out by the pilot, but it evaporates very, very quickly. So if I were to try and light these things on fire, I don't think much will happen. However, if you're spraying directly through fire, that's where it's supposed to get exciting, and we're going to try it. That's not very exciting. Let's try just one of these strings that got a little bit more of a chance to dry out. It's burning a little better, but as soon as I take the heat away, it just goes out. So that didn't do a whole lot. Let's see what happens if we just shoot it right through a fire. Seems like a good, safe indoor activity, right? I think I see why they put the warnings on it. That's kind of funny, because it has the fire, and then the fire goes out.
Oh,
it hits the wall over there, so I'm not lighting anything on fire. I just have this 2-foot string of fire in the middle of the air. Let's do this again, this is fun.
Should we both use the same thing? They're like the same loadout. So, should we both use this again?
So we can see there is a reason they put flammability warnings on the cans. It is flammable right as it's coming out of the can, and it does carry that a little ways. You don't want to spray this on a person when there's any kind of
I won't have that one.
Because
you choose one that I should have as well.
Certainly not what you should be doing. So what's going to happen if we actually crack one of these cans open? That's something I want to learn. So, what's going to be the best way to do this? We've got so many options. We could use a saw, we could use a drill, we could use a hammer, we could use an axe. Maybe we should try all of those. Alright, anyone have any bets on what they think is going to happen when I drill a hole in? I'm guessing a lot of propellant's going to shoot out. Possibly the string liquid turning into string will also shoot out. I've got it clamped down pretty good, so I'm not really worried about it going anywhere, but we'll see.
You had that one? Oh no, this one. Yeah, this one.
Okay, here we've got a blob of the string material. I don't think this is as much as a whole blob when I sprayed it out, so that means hopefully there's still something there. Now we're going to cut it open with a hacksaw and see if we can find it. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, here's some of our silly string material, and this will already have started to change. There's no longer propellant in there holding it pressurized. A lot of the solvents have started to change. Looks like there's a nozzle, so normally this hose runs all the way down to the bottom to help let all of our string fluid pour out. I think now it's time to start breaking open these cans a little more aggressively. So, first up, we're going to try and chop them in half with an axe.
I'm stopping the broadcast now because it's probably getting a bit boring. How about this one?
Here goes.
Should we use this one?
That was awesome.
Yeah.
So I didn't hit the can perfectly on the top. Kind of nicked it just on the edge there, I think.
Wait, what about
Check out
this?
the slow-mo to see what it actually did. Just going very slowly because it's at 1,000 frames.
I have that one.
Come down, and... Yeah, okay.
Oh, why?
Alright, for dispersal, that was probably about
I'll go
perfect.
one that you did
I'm
now.
going to try it again, though, and see if I can actually chop a can right in the middle and see what that does.
Now your TV.
Overshot the can
Okay.
again. Alright. 2, 1.
I do that one a lot.
Well,
Yeah, I'm using all random as well.
that was great. It was very quick, even at 1,000 frames a second. It's just a quick pop and then stuff flies everywhere
I
and
never
it's
knew
gone.
that.
It's just gone. But that looked really cool. Now,
what about this?
we're going to
So
try
what's
using this
this?
12-pound sledgehammer to just smash
How about
right down
this?
through the top of one. This is heavy enough that I'm not sure how much I really need to
Right,
swing it. I'm mostly just trying to keep it on course.
Oh,
3, 2,
only
1.
put it in here.
I mostly missed. I bent the
I love
can
that
on that
we're
hit a little bit,
today.
but it wasn't a straight
Five.
enough hit to really smash the can very much, so we're just going to put this back and try and hit it again.
Should we both use that one?
I'm going to keep smashing it.
Does it come to my bike? No, it's not like this really hard thing is.
Well, I'm going to say the axe was